Oh boy. I forget how old, like, it's very difficult to pin down the ages of other characters in this game. Well, not super difficult, but it's something like that is on the back of my mind. Because like because a lot of them they have like well, a lot of them they have like a specific look where it's like, okay, like they look this young, but how old are they really? You know, it's like, well, you try and like pin down Virgil's age, and it's very difficult to say because, yeah, even though he may be Dante's older brother, at the very least, it's like, you know, like kind of really doesn't age all that well. Or but then again, you can kind of see that for like the half demons and the demons, because as far as I know, the only two humans like that are walking around like in this series, or at least fighting demons at the very least, has been Nico and Mary. And Mary kind of has been doing this like ever since DMC3, you know. But she doesn't look she doesn't look any younger than what she did like when she first appeared. Popped into the series. I mean, sure, like she looks a bit thinner, or at least like she keeps like her body type from the first game, from her first appearance in DMC3. Hopefully, this arm you got actually does you some justice, Nero.
Wait, you big bastard! I'll drag you all the way down here.
But she actually looks younger. Or at least like she has like her old physique and whatnot. Whereas in 4, because she was a bit thicker and whatnot, you know, her face seemed to fill out just a little bit more. But I still like her though.
What the hell?
The same thing for Trish, because like I guess that they're trying to make like her look like her DMC1 counterpart. Because that would explain why she has such a thin everything. Or at least that, yeah, like that would explain why Trish is a lot thinner than what she normally would be. Because I kind of remember her being like a little more robust in 4, so you know. But basically, like, I kind of like sparked the conversation because it was like, you know, I was talking about relationships and everything, but it's like, yeah, if this is like, hopefully that like, I'm actually happy to actually see that Nero does have a girlfriend, because Resident Evil, like, or at least Capcom, doesn't like to put their characters into relationships, even though they act as if that they are. I'm only talking about like most of the Resident Evil characters. Oh, there goes that arm. Did he just destroy my other arm? Oh, Christ. Well, wait a second. I can still do the wire grab. Nice. That's what you get. Destroying my arms. Oh, sorry about that. I moved the boom mic.
Never stood a chance.
Sorry about that. I moved the boom mic when I was trying to scratch my neck. So that's the end of all that idiocy. Now I gotta find another arm. Oh yeah, there's another arm. Oh,
Guess
crap.
that's my ride.
I really gotta start checking for extra arms and everything. I really need, like more blue fragments and arms because I really need those. And it's the Mega Buster. Good. But yeah, because Resident Evil like that they like to keep their characters like in a loveless relationship. It's refreshing to see Nero in one. I mean, like at the very least, I kind of always thought that Mary was sort of holding out for Dante because she's always with him and always around him. That, and also it kind of fit with their relationship. The fact, and also how they met, and the fact that they share a profession. The bloodstreams, these conduits, blah blah blah. Clythoff teleport. I know what these are. Heading on up.
Blood all over. That'll be a shout.
I like Rawhide. Rawhide. It seems like it's a super damaging one. But I also like the tomboy. But trying to use the tomboy like surprisingly difficult.
Go, baby, go! Come on. Whoa! Yeah. Woo! Still falling?
Gotta take them out fast. I feel like this thing is going to fall. I guess it's, man, air combos are so useful. Ooh, I needed that. Ooh, I got a better arm.
Going down is the only way, huh?
Alright, so what's over here then? Hopefully there's nothing that's gonna drive me crazy, but still. Oh boy. But Resident Evil is like, you know, I actually went back and I was actually looking at Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 6, and I was thinking to myself like that specifically Resident Evil 6 is not really. I know that this is gonna be some something controversial, but Baphomet, you know, is that for? I mean, like, I'm one of the people out there who don't really like Resident Evil. What was it? Resident Evil 4 all that much. But that's not but that's not to say that like I think that the game is terrible or anything of the sort. I'm mostly just kind of like just look at it and it's like the game has terrible like atmosphere is all. And once you get past that, it's like, well, you know, like what else does it have to offer? And it's wonderful gameplay. It has a lot of it. My face. Gotta grab and destroy this one. Yeah, taking them down is not that difficult. It's just, you know, you gotta say like trying to keep your keep your combos prioritized. Like yeah, like that's what most of the headache for that comes from. But still, it's like what was I saying? Oh yeah, like coming from most Resident Evil stories and whatnot, or at least like Resident Evil 6. It has well now the story of all the other Resident Evil games is actually one of the better ones. Not necessarily like that it's the best or anything, but it does a good job of of trying to attempt to start a brand new timeline, or at least like throw a brand new enemy like within the story, which is good, you know, with the whole thing of like you have the you have the Neo umbrella and everything else, you know, and this is what Simmons is doing and everything else. You got 3 different like campaigns. Sure, like they executed it poorly in the sense of it's just a big action game, you know, with all that. I mean, like at the very least, like they were just expanding on what RE4 and 5 were. I mean, like again, everything about 6 was not bad. The combat actually is one of the better like Resident Evil games. It's just that when you sit and you play it, it's like, wait a second, something ain't right here. Like something is extremely wrong with the something is extremely wrong like when it comes to, hey guys, we're gonna like we're going to have this game, right, and it's gonna be the latest Resident Evil game, but yet we're gonna spend way more time upon the action than we are building up the atmosphere and trying to keep the people invested, which I don't really find to be too much of a smart idea. But then again, like, hey, it works for them, right? You know. But then I jump into RE7, and I was hearing people praise that game of calling it like the like first person scary game or whatnot, you know what I mean? And for the most part, it was a lot of people's first Resident Evil game. How do I know this? And it was because in Resident Evil 7, Jack Baker like burst through the wall like at one point, right? And then when you're leaving through the B scenario with Leon, I'm not sure if this is done with Claire. I've only seen it done with Leon. But like when you leave the interrogation room, like what was it? It's like that Mr. X will break through the wall and try and get you. Which, yeah, like that's interesting as all. And yeah, like a lot of people looked at and said, well, now my first like Mr. X took that from Jack, not knowing that was his own thing, like that he did back in RE2, the original 2, you know. But so there is that. But also on top of that too, it's like most of what RE7 tried to be, to me, it tried to capitalize on that PT first person like horror type of thing, which was super popular. I think it's still popular to this day, like when the game came out, because like I think that's when they started to like try and put that into everything, and it was starting to get really sad, or at least or at the very least to me. Because I was like, wait a second, how come every like first person game now has to be a scary game? Doesn't have to be, but they love doing it. A lot of these are starting to get really tricky, but you gotta get used to it. But still, when I do compare Resident Evil 4 and 7, I actually kind of like I was one of the few people who really didn't like the initial look of 7 because of the fact of that, you know, I was kind of the opposite in the sense of when they play Resident Evil 4, a lot of people were like they didn't like 4 because it was a disgrace to the series and they didn't do X, Y, and Z. And the weird thing was that I was actually on the flip side of that. Like, I actually didn't like Resident Evil, what was it? I actually didn't like Resident Evil 6 all that much, or at least like not 6. I didn't like 7 all that much because of the fact of that the game itself was just supposed to be, you know, like, check out like this different Resident Evil game that's a first person that is like to access people. You know, the only good thing about RE7 though was that we got the Cry engine. We got the RE engine, not the Cry engine. Christ. But yeah, like, we got the Resident Evil system, which, you know, like, made this game, made Resident Evil 2 remake, obviously, right? But there's a thing about that though. Well, if I can say the one good thing about it is that it kind of got a lot of the companies to realize that, hey man, like, we do like our atmospheric games, so please give us more of those. Which is nice, but at the same time though, it's like I kind of don't know what we got in return for that. I mean, like, we got like a few cool games out of it, but you know, like, Capcom is kind of starting to turn the game around. And no, I don't mean like the future of it. Sorry if I said that, because we did get like some games of that, and soon to be more. But the problems that we kind of came with it were, this is just or at least it feels like it's a knockoff thing or something to try and get people to like engage with the console because because, like, you know, like, it's a scary first person VR game, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, like, for as much as I like to rag on RE6, yeah, like, there's a reason why that style of gameplay persisted even into Revelations 2, you know, and the other games didn't. Yeah, this is gonna get tricky. Oh Christ. Yeah, I know it gets tricky. I double tapped. Go ahead and retry. I gotta go ahead and focus. Oh, thank God for that. It's not terribly difficult. It's just you got to follow like a weird little pattern. I think I just broke an arm. But yeah, like the more that I look at some of the other games out there, like Resident Evil, like 4, you know, because I was talking to one of my friends on that, and there was a lot of people, like, it was talking about like which one was the favorite Resident Evil game, and it's like, well, yeah, most people say that it's 4. Some say that it's 2. A lot of say that it's 3 or Code Veronica. You know, I had to present that because it's like sometimes, right? So right, like, is that like the favorite in a series can be dictated by fans. The reason why they looked over Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6 is because of the fact of that game had 3 different campaigns. Or 4. The Ada one was very difficult for people. I beat the 4th one. I beat them all, but still, it's like it's difficult for a lot of people to just sit and just play those. Because it's not like that they're difficult or anything. It's just, you know, like that they took a lot of time to get used to and master and do the mercenaries mode, which is very different from the other Resident Evil game, which is 7. And yeah, like you're like still back in a house and whatnot, and you're in a swamp or whatever. But still, like to me, the first person kind of hurt it a bit.
Think you can make it all the way here? Especially
with the grand redesigns for every character that they started to do back in Revelations 2. Just like V, just taking naps. Just found a magazine and kept it. Yeah, wonderful sleeping material.
Yo, you just here to window shop?
The crazy thing is that, like, it seems though as that when I come here, like the music won't change. But either way, we're back to the first mission all over. I know I keep going over there. Oh yeah. For those two and that. Technically, at this point, I don't really think it matters what I get rid of. Trying to fight this dude like really ain't gonna end well. I can kind of feel it. So obviously I'm here to fight yours, and again, hopefully things go better than last time, which I highly doubt. snap. I'm kind of making my way through this part of the level pretty quickly. I kind of like it.
Think it's good to be king, huh? Not for much longer.
No, I wish you all the best, girl.
Hey, douchebag. Miss me? Where's Dante? Potty? Dried up Dante jerky? Nothing?
You've come here to die.
No, hey, yours in the nefarious usurper.
I bet your parents didn't like you much, because your name sucks.
I am without power. Absolute.
Well, no name. I'll be sure to put that on your tombstone.
You will suffer and die.
I'll show you, deadweight.
Right time to get serious if I can.
I'm not interested in you having a winning streak. Now I can break it.
What of this?
Just like I thought I activated it, but I didn't.
You shall regret your decision.
She loves his explosions.
Almost broken. You ready to get slapped?
Oh, finally got a hit in. That's all I got. Was one hit and I got smacked out here. Oh boy.
Darn, I landed something.
Weak mortal. Demon power does not course through your veins. Yet you try. How dare you strike me?
This ain't looking good. Nah, crap, he actually stood up.
You will regret being born useless and human.
You know what the weird thing is? Like that, they keep calling Nero, I mean like some demons like that, they keep calling Nero human. Or they call Dante human or Virgil or whatever. And I guess it's possibly because they have a human side. But I'm like, I'm like the demon blood still courses through them the same as everybody else. Unless it's not enough to really call them a demon. wonder if I can shoot those. Well, that ain't good. Well, hey, at least I'm not coated in blood.
Nearly human, petulant mortal flesh. Cursed the moment you were brought into this world. Who dares interfere? What creature stands against a king?
Is that...
Come on, man. You know who that is. Oh, hopefully I got something good. Yeah, I got an A. Yeah, it's better than nothing. I'll come back and I'll get something better. With V determined to seek out Sparta, Nero went on his went his own way and confronted the Demon King Urizen alone. Just when he seemed on the brink of revenge, Urizen unleashed an unseen level of power that Nero could not hope to match. All seemed lost until a familiar demon with blazing red eyes rushed in and beat back the demon's assault. Ah, ain't this a very interesting cutscene? Yeah, it's the same doors, the same layout, same everything.
Knocked, Morrison.
Yeah, I could have. I got some good news and some bad news. Pick your poison. Which you want to hear first?
Just speak.
Bad news it is. Lady Patty's feathers are all ruffled. See, she wants to invite you to her birthday party, but your phone is disconnected.
You're a smart one, Morrison. You noticed the electric and water out too?
I expected nothing less.
So what's the good news?
Oh, I got a gig. Cash up front.
Cash up front. This I like. The water needs turning on and those toilets need flushing.
Water, gas, and power. Coming out of your cut. You're a real agency now.
Devil may cry.
Dante, do you have any idea how many times I've tried to call? Like a zillion.
Silly old Patty.
Oh my God, tonight's my birthday party. Yeah, I'm turning 18. Not a little kid.
I forget how old Patty was, like when she first appeared. Hold up,
Okay, Morrison.
I gotta look that up.
But only if you can get me out of that hellish birthday party.
Consider your RSVP declined. Meet your new client. Listen, I'm gonna find a lady and Trish. Bring him in on this.
What? Come on. You don't think I can handle this gig on my own?
It's a big job. Big job, Dante. You're gonna need the help.
Oh, that's suspicious.
So, what's your name?
I have no name. I am but 2 days old. Just kidding. You can call me V.
Okay, V. Why don't you tell me everything about this job?
A powerful demon is about to resurrect, and we need your help, Dante.
Now that's a familiar tune. Do you have any idea how many times I've heard that exact same line?
This
A
is
little bit too much.
special.
Special. Okay. So what's so special about this one?
This demon is your reason. Your reason for fighting.
This demon got a name?
Well, checking Patty's age, right around the anime, she would have been 8, right? So that's 10 years prior to this one here. So technically, like, between DMC, well, I can't say 1. Say somewhere around 1, because it's very difficult to pinpoint Dante's age, but, you know, I'd say probably he was, Hideki Kamiya said that Dante was 28 during the events of 1, and he met Patty, like, in, like when he was 29, a year later in the anime. So most likely Dante's 39 in this, which means like that, which, like, I know most of us thought they were 50. So yeah, I guess that they're younger than what we thought they were. Not bad.